Hello and welcome back to Modern Yarns Crochet Podcast. I'm your host Safia, and this is your go-to podcast for all things crochet, crochet fashion, and even some amazing tips and tricks along the way. We will be talking each week about different topics from trends, social media, and even setting up your own crochet business. So please get comfortable and make sure you subscribe, pick up your latest project because we are in this together, and let's get started. Today's topic is all about sustainability, and this is an incredibly important topic and something that I think motivates a lot of crocheters and knitters and sewers, anyone who is making their own clothing or upcycling. We can all resonate with this. Why? It really becomes a purpose of our hobby or our business. It's all about the sustainability. I have to say, I think crochet trumps it all. With sewing, don't get me wrong, I am not trying to belittle any other craft, but in my humble, very biased opinion, crochet wins, alright? Hands down. Because with sewing and other upcycling, or I don't really know about knitting because I'm not an experienced knitter, but with working with fabric, there ends up being a bit of waste. And I know that you may have your own solution to that problem. Maybe you use it as stuffing, maybe you do something with the crafts, with the scraps and such like that. But I have been totally blown away by the small amount of scraps and waste crochet provides, right? So first of all, you've got your hook and you've got your yarn. There is very rarely plastic wrapping around your yarn, maybe unless it's like a really premium, delicate yarn and it's being shipped, maybe you'll have some plastic around there. I order my yarn from Lovecrafts and they come in reusable fabric bags, which are amazing, or I buy my yarn from shops locally, so there's no plastic involved with that. The only waste is the paper ring around the ball of yarn, but I tend to keep those, make notes on those, so I do reuse those when I'm doing little notes for each project. I possibly save them if I need to reference back to the style or the type of yarn, or then you recycle them. So it is really a, reuse and then recycle situation, which is amazing. In terms of finishing off a project, if I have too much yarn left over, then that can be easily repurposed into a small project. Or if I don't have that much yarn left over, then I do have a little glass jar of scraps, and I've seen people, they will get all their scraps and they can actually, once they have enough, make it into a whole new ball of yarn, and it completely depends. So I have different lengths of scrap yarns. If I have longer lengths of scrap yarns, then I will wind it into a new ball of yarn along with the other longer lengths. So it is a complete mismatched ball of yarn, but it looks super duper cute when it's made up. Lately though, I have been using my longer scraps to make little crochet mice for the RSPCA, because they will give them to the cats or any other animal that would enjoy them. The animal will obviously enjoy playing with them, so that's a nice bit of entertainment for them, but also it makes their homes more colourful, and apparently it increases their chance of getting adopted, which is super duper cute. So at the beginning I was saving my longer scraps and joining them all together to make a ball of yarn, but lately I've been making my scraps into little mice. With the smaller scraps of yarn, I will put those into the glass jar, and then they literally get sort of brushed out and then spun all together, and you've got your whole like unicorn ball of yarn, which is completely unique and I find very, very cool. I still have yet to do that, but I've seen pictures of it being done and I think it always looks super duper cute. So I'm very excited to see how far that goes. And then, after that, you're done. I mean, it depends on how you package things. If you are a business, then it is completely up to you how sustainable you decide to be. For me, I tend to reuse plastic bags. I just collect them along the way, and that sort of protects any more delicate items. I will use tissue paper, no plastic whatsoever. I don't think I have any plastic. I'm just looking in my packaging drawer now. No plastic in sight, which is good to know. Did you hear my drawer just then? So yeah, it is completely down to you, but the actual act of knitting and crocheting, no waste, which is amazing. There's so much you can do. I don't know how easy it is to make smaller projects with knitting, but with crochet it's extremely easy. You can either make it into like a scrunchie, or like I said, like a little toy mouse or such and such. So I really appreciate the sustainability in that aspect. Also, I've been crocheting for a couple of years, and let me tell you, some of the projects that I first made are no longer with us. They have been unraveled and remade, or they are just still sitting in my nice big box of yarn ready to be made. But I love that I haven't had to throw anything away. I can literally redo it. And believe me, after a couple of years, the sting of having to undo a project doesn't hurt as much. So just keep that product, that piece of clothing in your wardrobe until you are so sick and tired of looking at it and you haven't worn it that much that actually unraveling it is a big relief and you're excited to rework the yarn. So how amazing is that? You know, with sewing or just even buying any clothing, you can repurpose the item, but it's, you know, you have to make a smaller piece. You don't really get to go back to the bare bones of the fabric that you had at the very beginning, you know, whereas with working with yarn, you have the exact same amount left over and you can still make a piece that's exact. I can't speak today. That is that exact same size. You know what I mean? So I find that incredibly impressive, and something I will be bragging about the whole time I crochet, which I hope is a very long time. But yeah, for everyone else who is looking at that as their purpose, or just, you know, wanting to delve into being a bit more sustainable, making your own clothes, I applaud you, and I'm very, very impressed by everyone who is doing it so far. There's so many garments that you can create. You can do trousers, tops, cardigans, obviously jumpers. What else can you do? Accessories, bags. It's just all so stunning. I've even seen and done myself shoes. So it is absolutely endless, and obviously each garment comes in multiple different designs. So it's very, very exciting and very versatile. And just go for it. Wear your crochet as a badge of pride that you are choosing to be sustainable. And I know it takes longer, believe me. I'm not ironing over the fact that going to the shops and picking up a new top is much quicker, and probably even can be the same amount in terms of cost, you know? Like if you're making a big jumper or maybe even just a small summer top, it can cost like £4, £6, £8 to make up, and you could easily buy a small top for that same price. But you don't, because you are amazing and you decide to be sustainable and make your own clothing and not support fast fashion. So well done you. Thank you very much for doing that. Right, that's it from me today, but don't go away just yet. I want to say a massive thank you for letting me chat away about sustainability, because it is such an important topic and something I want to applaud every one of you for doing. So thank you so much. If you've enjoyed today's topic and podcast episode, then please go ahead and like, subscribe, follow, depending on where you're listening to this. And also go check out the last few episodes that we've done. It would be a massive support, and a big, big thanks to you. I will see you guys on the next episode of Modern Yarns Crochet Podcast. Tatty byes.